Love and greetings and welcome once again. If you're here for the first time, then a special welcome to you. This is the Marriage Foundation channel where you learn about marriage, the way marriage actually is. I'm not a psychologist, never was. I used to be a divorce mediator. That's way long ago, over 22 years ago. And I discovered the true marriage principles because a couple asked me to help them save their marriage. At that time, I literally thought that divorce was fine. Why not if you're not getting along? And my discoveries proved me wrong and literally proves pretty much all of the so-called marriage experts that are out there now. Now, I don't hold anything against them. I think they're great people because they want to help others. But the teachings of Western psychology have very little or nothing to do with getting a marriage to really work or saving a marriage, which is what we do at the Marriage Foundation, thousands and thousands. So let's get into this particular topic, and then please subscribe to the channel. Please like the video, and here we go. This is the 5 most common reasons couples get divorced that are hidden from view. So here's what I discovered almost right away. Again, I was a divorce mediator, so I heard all of the reasons. He doesn't treat me right. She doesn't give me any sex. She puts the kids ahead of me. He puts work ahead of me. All of those reasons, I heard them all. I was very successful as a divorce mediator, and I was in a tough market. I was in San Diego, California. But I did very well because I knew how to sort things out. And so when it came to discovering marriage, again, I had to sort things out. Why do people get married in the first place? And this is a good question. And I'm not asking, why did you marry your spouse? That's easy. Everyone pretty much falls in love. And so the number one reason why people get a divorce that people don't know, and I wrote it down here, it's the ubiquitous misinformation that makes divorce seem reasonable. I, too, was a victim of such reasoning. Well, the kids will be okay. No, they won't be okay. But I don't like to go with the negative and say you shouldn't get a divorce because it'll hurt the kids. But the information about marriage, we have to admit, where did we get it? And it's hysterical when you think about it. We didn't learn about marriage from our parents. We don't pay attention to our parents when we're kids. Your kids don't pay attention to you. We learned about marriage, number one, from sitcoms on TV. It's true. That's where we learn about relationships. And what do we learn? That it's okay to be sarcastic, to tease each other, to put each other down, to roll our eyes, to make fun, to laugh at each other, that we have these comical dramas and we need to resolve them by this and by that, all shallow, ridiculous stuff. That's where we learn about marriage. And then those who become practicing marriage counselors, who go the traditional route, because we teach people how to be marriage counselors the right way now, but we have a long way to go, they learn Western psychology. What the heck does that have to do with marriage? Why does it matter if you have an issue, if you have a flaw, if you had a hard childhood? What does it matter? You found your soulmate. You found your soulmate. You wanted to spend the rest of your life with them because I discovered that these are the 2 universal reasons. Number one, and you're going to feel embarrassed that you didn't think of this, that you didn't already answer it. Number one is you wanted to be happier. Duh. I never thought of that. I never thought, okay, I'm going to get married so I could be happier. It's just sort of what I did. I grew up probably a lot longer ago than you, but everyone just got married. It was the thing to do. We didn't question. I once asked my dad, Dad, do you love Mom? Well, you get used to each other. What? And they were good with that. Crazy. No, we get married to be happier. Sure, we get married to have children, have a family, be with our soulmate, to be happier. And the other reason is we want to experience unconditional love. Why? Because it's a craving of the soul. We are souls. It's not a religious discussion, but we're souls. We have a body, we have a mind, but we're souls. And the soul craves to expand its love and its joy and join with our soulmate. We don't learn that. And so what we learn about divorce is when things run out, when we're no longer compatible, when we are fighting all the time, when we are upset with each other, when someone cheats on us, when someone is watching porn, when somebody is gabbing to their... It doesn't matter. They're all bad reasons for divorce. Those are not the reasons for divorce. The number one reason why people think divorce is okay is because they think it's okay. And it's not okay. It's throwing in the towel. Here's a great analogy. Someone hands you the keys to a really good sports car. And you get in and you don't even know how to start it. And that's what we do when we get married. We don't know how to start it. And so, okay, I guess this is not a car for me. No, you got to learn. But we don't learn that we have to learn. So all the reasoning that we get is pop culture stuff, and it's wrong, and that's why there's so much divorce. That's the most common reason behind the scenes that couples get a divorce, is because of the bad information that's out there. That's number one. Huge. Number two, and I use the word ubiquitous. Ubiquitous means that it's all over the place. That's what ubiquitous means. Ubiquitous misinformation about what marriage actually is and how to get the benefits of marriage. It's like that sports car. How do you get the benefits of a sports car? What are the benefits of a sports car? Well, one is it's great transportation, but two, it's fun transportation. It has like this very positive upside. That's the benefit of a sports car. You're sitting in a car that makes you feel really cool. Marriage, we don't know about the benefits. We don't. I told you just now what the benefits are, happiness and love, but we don't ever think of that. But it goes beyond just happiness and love, because we don't think in terms of ourselves as being souls who have the ability to experience real happiness, that depth of happiness that transcends the mind's ability to fathom what's going on. You see, as souls, we're part of God. We can experience it all. That joy is, we know about it because we see saints. There's even saints who have floated, like Saint Joseph of Cupertino, and there's people who walk on water, and there's saints in every religion. Moses was able to part the Red Sea. Muhammad had his beautiful, wonderful experiences, and all the saints throughout time have shown us what the soul is capable of. They don't come so we can follow them. They come as an example because we're all created in God's image. And in marriage, it's a very special microcosmic world that's meant to be filled with joy, filled with love. And we don't know that. And so we don't strive for that. And so we get worn out in our marriages and we get a divorce. And so that's the number two reason. We don't know what marriage has to offer. We don't. We think it has to offer raising children, which is hard. It's not easy. And, people are gratified by that, but mostly they talk themselves into it. It's hard raising kids. Having a family is hard. Sustaining a family just materially is hard. All that is hard. Where's the benefit? But the benefit of marriage is deep and it's overwhelming. But we don't know. We don't learn. Number three, and this is another very, very common reason people get a divorce, and that is traditional marriage experts who I've been speaking about. They don't understand marriage. So if you're having problems with your marriage, the first place you go, and I know this because we use it as our key word so people come to us, is marriage counseling. But it doesn't work. I know way more marriage counselors than you. They used to be the ones who supplied me with my clients. And we were friends, and I love them. They're great people. And then I got to know more as I started training them. They're all good people, but they don't know about marriage mostly. Now we're training them, and if you want to become a TMF, the Marriage Foundation marriage counselor, then I invite you to take a look at what we have, because it's not the way it is today. In the world, marriage counseling is messed up. You go in and you start giving your histories, you start talking about this, you talk about that. We don't need all that. We need to start from here and move forward in a very positive direction. Get you out of the thought of divorce right away by letting you know you don't need to get a divorce. Not only do you not need to, but you can have it all. It's not too late. By far, it's not too late. Your life is going to change forever. How do I say that? Well, just because I'm telling you that now? No. I mean, basically what I did was I dug deep into marriage, created a science of marriage, teachings of marriage, and from that I used to work with individuals and couples. I honed things down, came up with a methodology, a process, and now we have books for those marriages that are just a little shaky, and we have courses, one for men and one for women, that are amazing, amazing. And we hear about it all the time, and all you got to do is look at our reviews, our testimonials, and you'll see thousands and thousands of families are saved because of what I discovered, quite frankly. Now look, I'm not the Pied Piper, I'm not a prophet or anything. I just discovered these things. They're already there. Use them. Okay, number 4, among the common reasons, and this is sad, but it's not going to shock you. We live in a very competitive world. We don't live in this beautiful, wonderful place. You know, I love Louis Armstrong, but it's not a wonderful world. In many respects, it's a very hard place. And that includes an aggressive divorce industry that's all too happy to accept that your marriage is over and help you bring it to a conclusion. And that includes the courts, that includes all the people who serve the courts, that includes the lawyers, the family law lawyers, it also includes the psychologists who serve them. They drag things out, they make things costly, they love divorce, they make a fortune off of it. First thing that goes on when you find a divorce lawyer is they ask you, how much money do you guys have? And yeah, we have to split it, we have to make sure the income is divided and all that, but they now know how much they can take from you. And believe me, they will. It's a very aggressive industry. They are not there. You know, you go to mediation at the family law court, it isn't mediation. It's not mediation. Mediation is to help solve problems. They make them worse. They make them worse. They turn you two into enemies. And you're not enemies already. Okay, number 5. And this is just because we don't know, all of us. Look, it's no one's fault that we don't know. We didn't know anything about flying until the Wright brothers started experimenting, and the information compounded and compounded. But everyone could understand the physics of flying because it's material. We can see it, hear it, feel it, touch it, and all that. But what happened is we don't understand marriage because it's a spiritual thing, because it's all about love. Love is not material. Love is spiritual. It's about happiness. Happiness is not material. It's spiritual. You mention spiritual, start moving in that direction with a traditional marriage counselor. Oh, no. We don't do religion. I don't do religion either. It's not about religion. It's about recognizing that we're souls. We have a body. We have a mind. We're souls. We want to connect with our soul mate. And we do that on a very high level. Has nothing to do with the material plane of consciousness. It has everything to do with achieving joy. So our friends and our family support us in our mission to end our marriage. They condemn our spouse, even though we were once totally in love with them. They tell us, yeah, you're right. he's a creep, she's an and we trust them. They're our friends, they're our relatives, but they don't, that's the blind leading the blind. And so that's a number one contributor, along with these other 4. There's 5 number one contributors that are hidden that make divorce okay. And I'm here to tell you, there are times when a divorce is okay. Like if you married a child molester, get out of there. But most of the time, and I was a divorce mediator, and when I look back and I think of the couples who I helped get a divorce, I cringe because they were good people. Now I know. I didn't know then. I'm sure I got some bad karma. I'm trying to make up for it. I don't have to do this to earn money. I'm doing this to serve. All of us here are volunteers, by the way. And so the whole idea of getting a divorce is 99% wrong. Don't need it. Don't need it. You're not incompatible. You don't have a marriage that there's no way. Even if he's cheating on you, there's still a way. Even if she is so mean and so angry all the time, it's still possible. We can make this happen. Utilize us. Definitely subscribe to this channel. There's no way you shouldn't be learning about marriage. But start looking at alternatives to divorce, i.e. making your marriage work, because your marriage is still able to deliver happiness and love. Happiness and I know it doesn't seem so now, but it's like when you're sick. You know, when you're sick, you can't even remember what it's like to be well. Now, I'm not talking about the first day, but I'm talking about after a few days, you can't even remember. And that's what it's like for you right now. You can't even remember how good it was when you met each other. You were so excited to see each other again. I promise you, you can have it again. So like the video. It's important for you to like the video. It's important for you to subscribe. It's important for you to come back again and again. It's important for you to go to our website, see what our offerings are. They're all the way from free to affordable. Nothing's going to break the bank. Nothing's going to be something regrettable. You can do this. And we are here to serve you. We even have part of what we do is we'll answer questions from our TMF certified marriage counselors for free. You won't pay. You write in what your question is. Just be sure it's a question. A lot of people write in and they give us a long story of this happened and that happened. I can't believe he did this. I can't believe she did that. That doesn't help. We want a question and we can answer it. And we will, gladly, with love, because we want you to succeed. So thank you for visiting. I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation. God bless you. God bless you. And take care.